Hello there guys, and welcome back to Rebuilding Histon. We've got another FA Cup special today in our live episode away against Lowestoft Town. We'll talk about that game in a little bit. First, let's go through a couple of the games that we played off camera since the game away at Saffron Walden in the FA Cup first qualifying round. So the next game we had was unfortunately a 2-0 defeat to Farnborough. We just weren't at it today, unfortunately, with this particular game. Farnborough were a really strong side anyway, so the fact that we were 2-0 down after 30 minutes, we couldn't really break them down. We had a lot of good shots. I had good shots and 6 shots on target, so we did have chances, but I think they were just better than us on the day in terms of their chances and being clinical. Especially, obviously one of them was a penalty, but again, it's a 2-0 hole after 30 minutes away from home. You're chasing the game the whole time, and we just couldn't break them down in the end. So, bit of a disappointing result there, but Farnborough are doing very well in the league right now. We then moved on to a game against Aylesbury. This is actually our first league win in 3 games. You can see from the fixture schedule there. We won this game 3-0. Alex Ingram, Justin May and Aidan Glider with the goals. 12 shots, 3 on target. We weren't very clinical in terms of our shots, but once they were on target, we did score the 3 goals. So good result there. We've managed to get back to winning ways in the league. Then moved on into the FA Cup second qualifying round against Boston Town. It was only a 1-0 win, but based on the stats, we should have won by a little bit more. And also the fact that they had a player sent off in the space of 2 minutes. As you can see, Richard Adams picking up 2 quick yellow cards, and that pretty much killed any momentum that Boston had in the game. And we were able to pretty much maintain the lead and hold on to this, or get through to the next round. We could have had a couple more goals, but 1-0 to 1-0, and unfortunately though we did pick up an injury to Steve Reed, which was a bit unfortunate. I think he's out for this next game against Lowestoft in the FA Cup. Next game we had was a home match against AFC Kempston. Now this was a crazy game, absolutely crazy towards the end. As you can see, Kofi Lockhart Adams scored, but then Michaelidis then equalised. Lockhart Adams then made it 2-1. We then have Chris Watts sent off, who actually just came onto the pitch for 5 minutes ago as our last substitution. He decides to put in a ridiculous challenge and decides to get sent off. And then McCann George makes it 3-1 AFC Kempston. But then Tom Perry, our captain, just saved us and managed to rescue us a point in the end. So given the circumstances, I'm happy with this particular result, point gain. At the start, I'd probably say that was too dropped, but given the circumstances, we've managed to gain a point in that particular situation. AFC Kempston actually doing quite well in the league right now. And then the last game was a 4-0 win over Uxbridge. And to be honest, this game could have been 7, 8, 9-0. Look at the stats here. 25 shots, 15 on target. We really should have scored more than 4. As you can see from the timings here, Michaelidis and Glider made it 2-0 after just 5 minutes. Harding made it after 3-0 after 23, and we thought, oh, we're going to be winning. We're going to be 5-0 up by half time. Fourth goal only came in the 70th minute, though. We really had a lot of chances to make the scoreline even more emphatic. And Uxbridge were just not at the races. They're not doing very well in the league there. So it's kind of an expected result that we managed to win quite comfortably, but I would like to have seen us get a couple more goals at the end. So in terms of the league table, this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, we are currently sitting in 6th place. We're only out of the playoff spots on goals scored. As you can see, we've got the same goal difference as Potter's Bar, who are just ahead of us in 5th. They've got 1 more goal than us and conceded 1 more, hence why they are ahead of us. And also you'll notice that there's quite a few teams that have played more games than us. So we've got about 1 or 2 games in hand, particularly over Bedford, AFC Kempston and Barton Rovers. And as I mentioned before about Farnborough, they're the only team that has yet to lose this season. 7 wins, 3 draws and no defeats. So they are definitely the team to beat, and also the lowest number of goals against. So they are one of those teams that are going to be the main team to beat in the overall league. It looks like they're going to be going straight back up again, back up into the tier above. What else has been happening? Also, we had a couple of bits of transfer activity. We've got a new striker in called Ryan Williams. I thought he was a pretty good player based off his stats. He was a free agent, so I thought I'd pick him up. He's got a good. Apparently, he's really good as an advanced forward and poacher, which is exactly what we play as. And apparently he's better than Tom Perry overall in terms of current ability, but it's hard to say really, depending on fitness and match sharpness, etc. And also he can be a bit of a selfish player, which is why he's still on the bench, and also we're still trying to get his match sharpness up as well. We also had a couple of transfers that went out. Shane Richards, who's a young goalkeeper, was just put out on loan to Goulston, so hopefully he gets a little bit of experience out there. And the big one though is Danny McCauley. I decided in the end just to cut my losses on this guy. I wasn't really going to be using him at all, especially as a target man role, because that's his best role in the end. The fact that we brought in Ryan Williams, I thought it might be time to let him go, as considering his goal. He only had made four appearances and scored 1 goal, so I thought it would be nice if he would, we could balance the books a little bit, lose us or get rid of a player and try and allow him to have a better career somewhere else. So hopefully for him, AFC Dunstable was a good spot for him to start putting more goals in the back of the net, and it's also good for us in the fact that we've got a better striker in Ryan Williams in the club now for pretty much the same number of wages. Another thing also I've got to mention in the last episode was the fact that we got a brand new assistant in Brian Treadwell. He hasn't really helped us out too much in the actual team advice against the opposition, but I'm hoping he does get a little bit better as the weeks progress, and hopefully he'll be able to provide a little bit more information on the actual games in the opposition as well. So without further ado, let's actually get into the FA Cup match today. There's all the FA Cup third qualifying round matches taking place. There's a couple of league games taking place. You can see Bedford and Barton Rovers are going to be another game in, going to play at one more game more than us, which means we'll have 3 games in hand by the end of today. We're up against as I mentioned before, we're up against Lowestoft, and actually they are in the tier above us. Actually, if I just go back to the team itself. Yep, they're in the Smathian Premier Division, and right now they're in a bit of a scrap at the top of the league there. As you can see, they've got Burgess Hill, Wingate and Finchley all on the same number of points, and you've got Dulwich Hamlet and Leiston, I think that's how you pronounce it. Not 100% sure on that. Please let me know in the comments. 1 point difference between first and fifth. It's a really close, tight race in that particular division. So if we just go to our team selection here, it could be a really tough match for us. So I think team selection and tactics have to be spot on if we're going to get anything out of this game. If we can get a replay out of this game, I'll be happy. As you can see, we've also got Tommy Soakland playing at left midfield. Unfortunately, Justin May is out injured for 2 to 3 weeks, so Soakland's going to be taking the attacking left midfield role. He's going to be getting a couple more starts whilst May gets back from injury. Back 4, I think I'm pretty happy with. We could play David Kelly maybe. Apparently his star rating isn't that great. Let's see who else. Mike Williams maybe. Nope, he's not good enough. Chris Watts is suspended unfortunately because of that stupid tackle he made on the in the AFC Kempston game, which is why he's out. I'm actually going to give. I'm going to keep Matthew Harper in actually, because he is matched up and he's played pretty well recently. Even though he's not the best at a right back position, he's better at the left back position. So I'm going to give him the start. Just quickly check the overall team lineup. I might actually bring on Max York as well, because he is a midfielder and defender, centre back, but we've got Mike Williams there, so I might bring back David Kelly. I'm going to maybe stick it with that. No, I'm going to bring Max York on for Luke Reed. But then that means we haven't got any attacking midfielders. This is quite hard actually to pick. Bexfield's going to come off. I'm going to bring on put Luke Reed there. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And we're going to go on into the match itself. So let's hope we can get a good result out of this particular game. Yes, Soakland's not having is lacking match sharpness, but we have to play, and we've got no other people that we can play at that position unless we change the formation, which is probably the worst time to do prior to a particular match when we've worked on it. Looking at the team here, I do recognise a couple of players. I think Jake Reeds used to play in the Football League, so he's probably going to be the guy we're going to have to watch. Oh, and their goalkeeper's injured, so we could have a chance here of actually putting some pressure on him. I think if we can get a shot away, we might be able to, he might make a mistake because of his injury. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's get to the team talk. Passionate. Faith in you, get out there and make a difference, please. Come on, team. We can cause a surprise. Yes, we're away from home, but I think we've got a chance here. as we get the game up and running. Is it no booking? I don't think it will be booking. Oh, it's a booking after just 2 minutes. Okay. This referee is pretty card happy already after just 2 minutes into the game. Glider puts the ball in, but Jarvis wins it back straight away. Make sure you win that over, Jake Reed. Thank you. Well, Reed actually I think won the header, but he just completely messed up with where it was supposed to go. Here's Murphin. Please don't lose the ball there. But he's managed to keep the ball there. So here's Sokolin. Back to Carrillo. Back to Murphin. Hyam. Bit of space. Please don't lose the ball. Murphin. Get up to Glider. Chance here possibly. Perry, but it's cut out by their Lowestoft centre back, and here's Reed on this left hand side. Stop the cross from going in, but Jarvis is there. We didn't stop the cross, and Ryan Jarvis has scored for Lowestoft, and it's 1-0. Interesting that he's got a first name like an acronym next to his name on the actual 2D screen, whereas the other Jarvis didn't. They are both starting with an R, so I guess they should have had an RO and an RA, or no, not RA, RY. Sorry about that. As we wait for this particular highlight. It was their first shot of the game as well, which is a bit frustrating, and it's only come after 2 minutes. So we've got to find something here which will allow us to get back in the game. Alright, here's the highlight right now. Reed's on the ball on the left hand side here, just drills the cross into the box, and Jarvis is there unchallenged and just puts it into the right hand side of Conroy Owen's net there. Right, Glider with a free kick into towards Harding. Oh, it's off the bar. There was a chance there to get back into the game, and it would have been 1-1 after 15 minutes, and we would really have asserted our authority in this game here. Harper with the ball in. Larkins had to tip it over there, and suddenly it's a corner to Histon here, which Harper will take on this left-hand side, but it's just not good enough, and it's cleared away by their centre-back. But it's gone back out to Ingram, but that's the end of the highlight. Right, another free kick. Glider into the box, into the mixer there. Michaelides has won it back though. Here's Glider again. Murphin takes a shot, and it's just well wide of the target. Why take the shot if you're going to shoot like that? Honestly. Right, Harper with the throw in here. Michaelides put the ball in. Murphin takes a shot, and it's blocked. And they're going to clear out on the fast break here. Here's Jarvis. But the ball is won by Ingram, and it's just kicked upfield though, and Larkins is there. That's the end of the highlight. Here's another one straight away. Henderson on this left hand side to Smith, to Jarvis, who's going to have a little bit of space, and ooh, that was really close to freeing the other Jarvis to score his second goal there, but Conroy Owen was aware of that developing situation, is able to prevent the goal from happening. But the Lowestoft team are on the attack once again. Back to Hod, Salapatas, Jarvis. I'm going to have to probably do a team talk here because we're really, really struggling here. And Jarvis has scored his second goal of the game here. We need to do something badly if we want to get back in this game here. It's a great shot, though, from the Jarvis. Decent assist from Jake Reed. And Jarvis just pings it in, and Conroy just can't keep it out. And we are now 2-0 down. We're going to have to do something here to get ourselves back in this game. On the ball, Hod up to Jarvis. He's looking for a hat trick here. Here's Jake Reed, and it's 3-0. It's probably the end of the FA Cup dream for us, unfortunately. We were 3-0 down after 32 minutes, and we haven't really had a sniff of a decent chance. We had one half chance, and that's been about it, to be honest. Oh, actually, no, two half chances. One, the corner that went over the bar, or free kick. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we really need to get something, or score really, really quickly now if we want to have a chance of salvaging a possible draw, or even just restoring a bit of pride here, because it could get embarrassing if we continue to leak these goals. But there's a ball up towards Glider, but it's well easily cut out there. Hyam back to Harding, who tries to put the ball towards Sokolin, but it's just a terrible ball. And Reed's in here, and he could make it 4, and he has. It's 4-0. And we're really being embarrassed right now. Yes, they are top of the Isthmian Premier League, but we need to show a bit more of accountability and try and actually attempt to actually show that we have a little bit of passion in this game. Yes, they are the better team, but to lose 4-0 is a bit of a still a bit of an embarrassment. Yes, we're away from home as well, but I'd like to do a little bit better than what we're doing right now. I probably should have started on counter right from the start of the game, but it's not been working. So Henderson's going to put the ball back to Reed, and it's 5-0. It's 5-0 before half time, and it's a hat trick for Jake Reed as well. Honestly, the two strikers have scored the 5 goals here. Salapatas with the ball in, Henderson with the little nod back, and Reed is there to head it in. We've been shocking. Here's Jarvis again, win the ball there, and it's ball's been played forward towards Glider. Glider's through here possibly, but he puts it back to Perry, and he's put it over. It's just been that kind of game for us. Perry has put over our biggest chance of the game, and we could have easily just restored a bit of pride before half time, and we haven't done so. And look at the ratings here. Sokolin 6.0, Perry 6.0. Everyone is terrible, playing absolute shocking, except for the goalkeeper and Murphin, who are being yeah. So I'm gonna be telling them off here. We're gonna make some changes as well, because I think, Perry, you've been terrible. Because of that miss, you're coming off. Simple as that. That's not good enough. And we're going to go out there and hopefully restore a bit of pride in this second half. Only 6 shots, 1 on target. Come on, Williams. Let's see if you can try and possibly displace Perry for the next game in the league here. As Murphin takes the ball up towards Carrillo. A chance here maybe to put the ball in, but it's a terrible cross into the box, and Larkins is there. This guy, the goalkeeper's injured, and we haven't yet scored against him. Come on now. But here's Salapatas and Hod, who nearly won the ball there from that. Glider really nearly won the ball there. It's headed away again. Back to Jarvis. To the other Jarvis. But Harding's put the ball, long ball, forward towards Glider. He's still on goal here. And it's saved by Larkins. If only he had scored. We had 2 clear-cut chances. We'd scored 2. It would have made it 5-2 and have made it a little bit more of a respectable scoreline here. But we've just thrown away those 2 good chances. Those are complete wastes right there. Coming out with a little bit more fire in this second half, which is what I don't understand. Why weren't we like this initially? Why were we so bad in this first half? Is it because they've taken their foot off the gas? As Williams puts the ball across to Glider, and it's 5-1. At least we've managed to score a goal here and prevent them from having a clean sheet. We finally managed to make one of those chances count. Williams with the assist there. Carrillo with he's pretty decent ball in. Williams does well to win the header ahead of 2 defenders, and Glider has a tap in, and it's 5-1. Spillane, hard, but it's won by York there. Fantastic work there. Here's Williams, put the ball across. He delayed the pass a little bit too late there. It's really, really annoying that he's done that. And Jarvis is there, saved by Conroy Owen though, and it's still 5-1. Right, Glider with a free kick in towards the mixer, but again it's cleared away. We probably need to hire a new free kick taker because he's been really poor. It looks like Crow's going to be through on goal here. I have no idea how this has happened, and it's 6-1. What the hell happened there? We just completely switched off as soon as our free kick went away. No one had any urgency to get back as soon as the free kick was taken. That's really, really poor, and we can't be punished. We can easily be punished at any sort of level by that, and that's really frustrating that that's gone in. Right, we're going to make one last substitution, I think. Matthew Harper has had a terrible game, so we're going to take him off, and I'm going to bring on David Kelly for these last 20 minutes or so. As we now head towards the last 15 minutes, here's Kelly, who's just come on. Murphin to York, who's got a bit of space here. Kelly, Michaelidis, who's been closed down by 3 defenders. Murphin up to Glider, to Michaelidis again. He's been closed down again by two. He's got 2 players around him. Plays quick ball to Williams, but he's going backwards towards goal. Leaders Murphin, Sokolin. He's gone back again to Murphin, but Carrillo's in loads of space on this left-hand side here. Puts the ball across, and Michaelidis has made it 6-2. That's well done, well played there, and we've now made it 6-2. It's now a 4-goal margin, a little bit more respectable there. Fantastic ball in from Carrillo, who apparently has had a poor game at 6.0, but he's been the key difference when it came to the 2 goals that we managed to score in this second half. So happy we've managed to get another goal back here. Possibly maybe another one. I'll take another one as well. Make it 6-3 ideally. As long as we don't concede another one, I'll be happy. But I'll ideally want to score another, make it a little bit more respectable as well, as Conroy Owen manages to snag the ball ahead of Salapatas there. Well done there. As we headed towards the end of the game, looks like we're going to be And they've got another free kick here. It could be up towards Harding, but it's just gone into the hands of the backup goalkeeper Jessup, and that's going to be the end of the game, I guess. Jessup will kick it forward, and that's the end. 6-2, and our FA Cup dream, unfortunately for us, is over. We need to bounce back from this. We've lost 4-2. Well, no, sorry, not lost 4-2. Lost 6-2, and we need to bounce back from this very disappointing result here. Cup run is over, but now at least we can concentrate on all the other things that are going to be happening. For example, such as other cups, such as the FA Trophy and the Southern League Cup that's coming up as well. The draws for those two competitions were actually done off camera. But next thing we have to worry about, though, next priority for us is the league, and I'll see you guys for the next live com, which will be the Hanwell game, as you can see, on the Tuesday night.